welcome back to the All Things Good channel and to this week's video. How are you? I hope you're all doing really well and have had a lovely, productive week. Well, I'm recording this little intro to this week's video on Saturday, yesterday, because actually, while you're watching this video, fingers crossed, I shall be on an aeroplane going on my little holidays. So I've had a very, very busy week trying to get ready for holidays and organising so much here. It has been quite a challenge, and I must say that I'm also very anxious about leaving Nancy, but I think everything is in order and I'm sure she is going to be very well looked after by my family here. So yeah, lots has been going on really. I've been to my first physiotherapy appointment, which actually went a lot better than I expected. I do have a few answers as to what's going on, but the end part of this week I've had some blood tests and haven't had the results of those yet, so I'm still waiting on that. Nancy has been to the doctors. Unfortunately, she's not been too well this week. She's not in this week's vlog, and she's got a chest infection. But it's not too bad, and she's got antibiotics, and she's now 3 days into those. So I feel comfortable about leaving her for a week, kind of. But yes, she's not too bad. But yeah, we've made quite a big decision this week as well. And I've also had a lovely gift from Fitville. Again, you may recall that I had a gift of some lovely trainers from Fitville a few weeks ago, and they were so kind in saying how much they loved the vlog that I did. They've sent 2 new pairs. They've sent a pair of golf shoes for the Invisible Chef, which he's absolutely thrilled about, and a lovely super pair of trainers for me that I shall probably be wearing on that plane right now as we speak. So I'll show you that as well. And it is a special week while I'm on holiday because it is the Invisible Chef's, aka Paul's, 50th birthday. Oh yes, he's reached it. 50, oh my goodness. So we did presents last night, and we also went out for a beautiful meal to a fabulous restaurant in Lichfield called The Larder. So I'll show you a little bit of that as well. So sit back, relax. I'm going to just finish my last bit of packing. Enjoy this week's video. Let's get into it. Well, good morning. It's Tuesday. And look at me in my one and only t-shirt, you probably think. The old favourite t-shirt is out again. Oh God, it's the only one that fits at the moment. Good morning to you. It's Tuesday. The day has come, finally, where I'm attending my first physiotherapy appointment. I'm here at my local hospital. Couple of minutes, well, I say a couple of minutes, 10 minutes early, so I just thought I'd check in with you first. So MRI scans done in June. This is how long we have to wait for appointments, which revealed an increase in arthritis in my lower back and some new arthritis and some degenerated discs in my upper back, spondylosis in my neck, tendonitis in my right thigh, severe arthritis in my right hip, but I've now also got a frozen shoulder, and the same feeling that's in my right leg is in my right arm, and it's really painful. However, those symptoms have worsened since I had the scans in June. The shoulder and the arm pain were not there in June. So I've got physio today, and then I've got a GP appointment on Thursday of this week, because I'm going to see what today brings, what they do, what they decide to do, what they say. And then on Thursday, I'm going back to my GP to sort of have a discussion about having a complete MOT, really. New blood tests. I think a lot of this is all inflammation. And I personally think that it is probably mostly menopause. I haven't had a menstrual cycle for 3 months now, and I've been perimenopausal for a long time. So I personally think I'm well and truly into the menopause thing now. I know that can cause inflammation anyway, and it will attack the areas that are my weak points anyway. Frozen shoulder is a menopausal symptom. And obviously I've got a 3 stone weight gain in just over 12 months. I think a lot of this is menopausal, but I want to sort of have a full MOT, see what they say about the physio. The tendinitis might be a separate issue that does need to be dealt with here by physio. Have a full MOT. If everything comes back normal, we can put it down to the menopause. And then I need to make the decision as to whether I do something about that. Now, I am not really a candidate for HRT simply because I've had malignant melanoma, and the advice is someone that's had malignant melanoma shouldn't have HRT. But it's advice. It doesn't mean I can't have it or try it, but it would be at a risk. So I need to then decide if it is all menopausal, what's the choice I make? What's the balance? Do I have pain? Or do I try and take something to alleviate this for the next how long? I mean, if I am not having my periods, seemingly it would make sense it's the menopause. If I'm not having my periods because I'm now really into it, you've got to have 12 months of no periods to be post-menopausal. So there's a way to go. So do I have something to get me through the next few months? Anyway, one stage at a time. Let's not fast forward. I'm going in now. Let's see what they say today, and we'll go from there. Into that physiotherapy appointment with a little bit of prejudgment, and I'm going to correct myself on that, because I've had physiotherapy in the past that's done nothing for me. But to cut a long story short, I was in for about an hour and a half. The lovely lady was very, very thorough, and what I really liked is that she was so well. Let's go back. Right at the start, she actually showed me my MRI scans on a screen. Now, to me, that was vital, because the only interpretation of those scans I'd had up until this point was a text message and a brief conversation with the doctor. So to actually see it on the big screen, go through it all, we even compared my scans to my last scans in 2017 and the scans 3 or so years before that, all the little changes and what have you. And I came away feeling a lot more knowledgeable about what is going on with my body, and that was so important for me, and I didn't think I was going to get that in one session of physiotherapy. So in essence, I don't have anything structurally wrong with me in terms of the bone, so I don't need a hip replacement or anything like that. My back problems are have worsened, but that would be expected with age. I'm on all the right medication for what's going on, and then we looked at the problems I've got with my right hip and my leg, my shoulder. She told me what it is after she'd done lots of prodding and pressing me and seeing where it hurt and where it didn't hurt, and I can't remember the name of it, but she's going to email me all the details about this syndrome that I have, which is quite common. I'll link it in the description box down below, but I was taking in that much information, I can't remember it, and it was a very, very long word, syndrome, and it is really treatable with physiotherapy. And she was also very knowledgeable about the menopause, and she did say that really what's happened and what's unfortunate is that I've got all these different things happening all at the same time with the menopause, which causes inflammation anyway, and I've just got to a point where I've just become because the waiting lists are so long, she said, I would like them to structurally look at your spine and your lower back again, but the problem that she's going to deal with is separate. She said, and in the meantime, waiting lists are so long, it could take months, if not a year, maybe a year and a half. So she said, let's do the treatment that you need now for the problem you've got now, and refer you to spinal surgeons. By the time you get to spinal surgeon, hopefully we will have helped resolve this problem. It's going to take a long time. It's not a quick fix. But I do feel more knowledgeable about what's going on and more comfortable in that, well, I'm happy that I know she knows what she's talking about, if that makes sense. So that was good. So I have come away with some exercises, of which I can't do very many of. Let's put it this way. The one leg exercise that I did, I could manage 4 of them. She can do 44. So there's a long way to go. She said, but I'm going to get you to the stage where you can do 44. Let's see about that. But yeah, positive start. And I've got such a busy day as well, because little Albert and Mila have got to go to the vets this afternoon for annual vaccinations and a checkup. So we'll see what that brings. So we're all over the place today. I've got to do a bit of shopping for Nancy as well, pop in and see her. So, oh my gosh, isn't it always like this just before a holiday though? You're sort of like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I've got to get this, oh, and I've got to pack and all that. And then, you know, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it when I'm on that plane on Sunday. Oh my God, with a magazine and a glass of champagne. I can't wait. It's been a very interesting day so far today. It's Tuesday. I have lots of jobs to do. Got the cat baskets out because we're off to the vets shortly. But yeah, I went to physiotherapy this morning, and I was going to tell you the name of this problem that I have, which I've now printed off, and it is called greater trochanteric pain syndrome, otherwise known as GTPS. A lateral hip pain condition where pain is felt on the outside of your hip bone and runs down your thigh and into your knee. Thought to be caused due to irritation of the tendons where they attach to the top of the leg. Often an umbrella term of tendinopathy is used. Irritation to the tendons is usually caused by a change in the amount or type of exercise or activity you do. It's not that. For example, taking up running, definitely not. Starting a new gym class, haven't been to the gym for 18 months. Can also be caused by increased pressure from lying on a hard surface, haven't done that. But what it doesn't say in there, and that the physiotherapist told me, was also caused by hormonal changes. Ta-da! I think we're getting a result. I think it's all going to be menopause related. Other thing that I've done today, and this is early days and it's just an idea, talking about Nancy and everything changing, and what's the next stage? And the next stage is that very soon Nancy's not going to be able to live on her own anymore. And there's all sorts of options, isn't there? Do we get a carer in to look after her in her own house? A little bit expensive. Can't really go down that road. Do I give up work? I'm only part-time anyway now. Do I give up work completely so I'm around more every day and the pressure isn't so much on me to get things done in a restricted amount of time? Or do we all live together? And the all live together option is sounding the preferable, possibly, option at the moment. And me and Paul have actually been to see a house today that is literally around the corner from where I am now. A bigger house where Nancy could live with us and also have her own area of the house downstairs. So if we were going to do it, we want to look for somewhere that's got not necessarily a granny annex. We want to have a communal area where we can all be and where she can be with me, but also her own private bit where she can go off if she wants to be on her own, and her own private bedroom and an accessible bathroom. We've looked at a house today that meets a lot of that criteria. It also has a very unfinished extension on the back that has been obviously a huge thing done on this house, but is unfinished due to the circumstances of the people that are selling. So the potential of this house is incredible, but it's also one of those houses that you could move into now and with Nancy, and it would be absolutely okay, although there'd be work to do going forward. It is just a thought at the moment, but things are changing, as I've said, over the past couple of weeks. And Grace has got her boyfriend here, Tom, now. He's been with us in this house for about a year. Adam's back from uni. So there's 5 of us and potentially 6 of us if we include Granny, aka Nancy, aka Mum. So, yeah, it would be, yeah. I'm a bit sort of all over the place with it at the moment, but it would be an option. But obviously I'd have to sell this house and Mum's house at the same time to jointly be able to afford this other house. But it's doable. It is doable. So the next thing to do is just have our thinking caps on, really, and a big chat with Nancy. And I did mention it to her briefly, actually, a couple of weeks ago. And she said, you know what, I'll do anything you want to do. I don't know, I'll leave it up to you. I think she's kind of at that stage now. She's kind of gone, you know what, I'll leave it up to Polly. Polly can make the decisions and I'll go with it. And I think that's what she would do. All in all, the main thing to do is to keep her out of going into a home. She doesn't want to go into a home. We don't want her to go into a home unless it was absolutely no other option. And if she didn't know what was going on, that possibly would be an option. But as it stands, it's never something she's wanted to do. I have to go with her wishes. I don't want her to go into a home, really. And so we need to come up with a plan. And we need to do it quite quick because things change quickly. And things change really quickly when you're 94. So, you know, but this house that I'm in, whilst it's a mess at the moment, has had everything done to it. As you know, really, if you followed me, everything is new. You know, someone could move in here tomorrow and wouldn't have to do a thing. It's got a brand new boiler, it's got brand new electrics, or, you know, I say brand new, I'm talking in the last 2 to 3 years. Brand new flooring, brand new appliances in the kitchen. You know, very sellable, I think. Very, very sellable. Anyway, I shall tidy up a bit and have a bit of a chill time before I need to find these cats. They are in the house, which is good news, but I'm going to have to find them and get them into these baskets, which they hate. But Gracie's boyfriend Tom's going to help me at the vets because I can't carry them both. So I'm waiting for him to come home, sort the cats out, off to the vets, get them vaccinated, looked at, checked over, MOT'd. Everybody's having an MOT this week. And yeah, and then I've got to go and see Nancy. So she's kind of missed out on me a bit today, but I've rang her a few times and she's fine. But I said I'd go over and do her dinner. So even Albert and Mila have been to the doctors this week for their annual vaccinations. And quite frankly, that's what Albert thought of it. So a huge thanks to Fitville, who have sent us some lovely shoes again this week. I shall link these and the company in the description box down below for you. And if you wish to make a purchase from Fitville and use the links down below, you will get 28% off. They are super, so comfortable, great for people that love activity or long walks, or if you have a problem like diabetes or arthritis, they are just amazing. So comfortable. I highly recommend them. So on Friday evening, I decided to give the invisible chef, aka Paul, a night off and let someone else be the chef for the night. Part of his 50th birthday celebrations, we went to the larder in Lichfield, and they even left him a little birthday card that he was absolutely thrilled about. We've been to this restaurant 2 or 3 times now. It is absolutely amazing. The food is of the best class. We had a lovely time. The service is incredible. It's just such a special treat to attend the larder. We are never disappointed with it, and we had a beautiful meal. So here's to what I think is going to be probably a whole month of 50th birthday celebrations. Well, bring it on. We are having a moment on the bed, and it's been quite a chatty vlog this week, hasn't it? Because I've been super busy, as you can probably tell, and I'm on my holidays now, so I shall be having a week's break from YouTube, so that I can bring you hopefully a lovely holiday vlog when I come back from the island of Lesbos. And fingers crossed for lovely sunny weather, a nice relax, recharge my batteries, get my head together, decide how we go forward with lots of things, a lot going on, a lot to think about, and change is often worrying, isn't it? So change is the word of the week. Change is not something that is an easy thing to do. But actually it's something that will always happen in life, isn't it? You can always guarantee change. Everything changes. Whether we're in a good position, a bad position, whatever we do in life and on our journey of life, there's always going to be an element of change. We all change as human beings. Our lifestyles change. Our places of home change. The people we have in our lives change, our families change, our friends change. Life is about change, isn't it? And there's a part of me that thinks, don't be scared of that, Polly. Embrace the challenge and embrace the changes. And that is what life is all about. And we're only here once. And if it's the right thing to do, give it a go. Or if it feels the right thing to do, give it a go. And then there's that more cautious side of me that goes, I need to think about this a bit longer, and is this going to be the right thing for Nancy, for example, if we decide to all live together? Is it the right thing for everybody? How can I be responsible for everybody's living accommodation on the basis of what needs to happen? But everybody's on board with that, and if everybody's on board with that, then it shouldn't be a problem. But then I have to look at the bigger picture of moving into a bigger property, and then at the stage where Mum's not in my life. And with that kind of change comes an element of thinking forward. And again, that's something I don't particularly like to do too much, because I like to try and live in the moment, in the present day, because that is all that we can deal with. We can't do anything about the past. We can't look into the future. We don't have a crystal ball. We can't see what's going to happen to any of us. All we can deal with is the here and now. But there are certain things in life you can only deal with the here and now, but you have got to plan a little bit and plan ahead. And that's a different kind of thing, I suppose. So I'm hoping this week on holiday will give me a bit of clarification. And I think I'm very tired. I've been through a lot recently. I've been in a lot of pain. There's a lot going on, and it's a huge responsibility looking after Nancy, albeit, like I've said to you and to my family, I wouldn't have it any other way. There are members of my family that feel as if I would be taking on far too much. And I get that. And that is a very caring and comforting way to look at it from my point of view. But I also have to respect Nancy's wishes, obviously. Fundamentally, that is, don't put me into a home. And I also promised my dad before he died that I would look after her and I would do what she wanted. But also I'm incredibly close to Nancy. I am best friends with Nancy as well as her daughter, and we have an amazingly close relationship. And at this stage, certainly, I couldn't just put her into a care home because she'd be so sad and I'd be so sad. But I also know that taking on perhaps us all living together and living with her and perhaps giving up work to look after her would be incredibly difficult, but I also think incredibly rewarding, and I would never have that time again. I will never have this time again with Nancy that I have now. So, as I say, I hope that this week will help me just sort of kick back and relax and try to stop all those cards from juggling in my mind and lay them out properly so I can see everything and see all the sort of ifs and buts and pros and cons and all that kind of stuff. And we'll see where it takes us. We'll see where it takes us and how I feel on my return. So I am going to not be with you next Sunday. However, what I am thinking of doing is possibly a YouTube live one evening, probably, while I'm on holiday. And I don't know where or when that might be. Obviously, it's going to be this week. But I might just suddenly pop up here and do a YouTube live. And if I do, you will get a notification if you're a subscriber. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. I'd be very grateful. But it'll pop up that I am on live if I do that and you are a subscriber. So if I do and you're around, please join me. That'd be lovely because we can have a little live conversation, as it were. And I'm not promising I'm going to do that, but I would like to do that. And I thought about doing it next Sunday. So because you're missing out on a vlog, but I can't see the timing would be right on Sunday because I'll be travelling back and it'll be sort of in the airport, I suppose, really, which would be a little bit dull for you. So I might do a YouTube live at some point this week. And worst case scenario, you've got a week off from me, so you get a holiday as well. And I shall be back the following week with hopefully a lovely holiday vlog for you. So I'm going to go and get my flip-flops on and my sun hat and my sunglasses and have a little chill. You make sure you do as well, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time. And until then, stay safe, stay in the boat, keep doing all things good. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.